So here we have Rebecca Monet's new book, Queen Anne Boleyn, Her Intriguing Life in Historically Detailed Illustrations and Quotations, a paper doll for collectors to color and display. And I'm really enjoying this gold foil reflecting on the cover. I think that was a wonderful choice you made. Really makes the cover pop, and it really adds to the fact that this is a keepsake book. It's an activity book, but it's also a keepsake. And I can imagine people wanting to get two copies, one to display and one to work on. And then of course, we've got Anne Boleyn's initials with the heart here on the back. And I think that was a really lovely choice too, to make that stand out with the gold foil. This book review is coming from someone who actually worked on the book. So I was very closely working with Rebecca on this, laying out the cover, getting all the files ready for the printer. So everything I'm commenting on right now has to do with how excited I am that the printing quality is just gorgeous, and it's exactly what we hoped for. It really does feel like a keepsake. It's really sturdy in your hand. It's a really nice size. It's quite a large book. So then we have this title page with a dedication to Lucy Churchill and to me, which is just beyond anything I could have imagined. So thank you, Rebecca, for that. It was just such a pleasure to work on this book with you. And the other thing Rebecca does so well is start this book off with her own story and how she met Anne Boleyn and what inspired her to make this book. I think it's something all of us, people who love Anne Boleyn or love the Tudors or anything to do with 16th century British history, just will find this very fascinating and relatable. How we all fall down the rabbit hole when we start to look into all the things that happened with the Tudors. So here we have instructions for the book. And then we begin to see the pages to color. And then this really great foreword by Dr. Owen Emerson, who is the social and cultural historian, castle supervisor at Hever Castle. So it's extremely special to have a foreword from Owen in this book. And here we go with Anne in chronological order through her life, learning about each stage, each of these important milestones, and kind of feeling like we're really in the story with her. There's so much information that Rebecca has included that you can learn a lot as you go. Things you might have not known, or just more story about things you had heard, and it's just nice to have it all in one place, especially with these gorgeous illustrations. I love the details. I love having the beautiful lettering with these embellishments and bits and pieces from the place, but also the beautiful gown, which is, of course, the paper doll aspect. And some of these pages, as we discussed, as we were laying this out, I mean, there was so much information that Rebecca had written, and we didn't want to lose any of it. So as you can see, we have filled up these pages. So there's a lot of great stuff in here for everyone, whether you're going to be reading this and learning the history, or if you're just going to be coloring it, or if you're going to be making the paper doll, or if you're going to be doing all of it. You will enjoy this book at many different levels. And here we have the optional book stands to display in color, and the borders, and some instructions again on how to put it all together. You can actually see Rebecca putting this together at my virtual Renaissance fair. If you go to that playlist, you'll see her book trailer there, and she shows us how she's put it together. And then this section, not to go ignored, yes, it's text, but it's also these incredible resources and all the information that she pulled from. So as historians, as all of us would love to be and are, we can also go into these sources and look at what Rebecca found and continue our journey and our reading on the history of Anne Boleyn. And I love how she's ended with a quote by James Peacock, founder of the Anne Boleyn Society. That's a really special way to end the book. So yeah, I think thank you so much, Rebecca, for putting this beautiful book out into the world. I know it's going to make a great gift for someone to give to themselves or someone else.